Hello, my name is AFNAN from DPY 35. In this video, I will be presenting and demonstrate the fundamental movement of the upper limb. So, firstly, we look at the shoulder of here. One of the shoulder fundamental movement is leviation and depression. Leviation is when your shoulder moving upward like this, and depression is when your shoulder moving downwards. Moving on, shoulder also can have protraction, and retraction. Protraction is when shoulder moving to the front, and retraction when your shoulder moving to the back. Moving on, shoulder can also abduction and adduction. Abduction or abduction is when your shoulder moving away from your body, and adduction or adduction is when shoulder come back to your body. Then next, shoulder also can flexion and extension. This is shoulder flexion and this is shoulder extension. Moving on, shoulder also can rotate internally and externally. This is shoulder internal rotation and this is shoulder external rotation. Moving on, we have the scapula. So for the scapula, I have a picture over here. So looking at this picture, we want to see the movement of the scapula. One of the scapular movement only consists of upward and downward rotation. So for upward rotation, the acromion will move to the S-arrow and the inferior angle will move to the opposite arrow. So let's say you want your right hand want to scratch your left shoulder like this. So your scapula will move to the upward rotation like this. For downward rotation, it's just the opposite, where acromion will move to this arrow and inferior angle will move to the opposite arrow. So one example of this movement of the scapula is when you want to scratch your back. So your scapula will be moving like this. Moving on, next we look at for the forearm. Forearm can have flexion and extension movement. For extension, your forearm moving upward like this, and the extension is when your forearm flex like this. This is flexion and this is extension for the forearm. Forearm also have a supination and pronation. So for pronation, your palm moving facing toward the downwards, and for the supination, your palm moving to the facing upwards. So this is pronation and this is supination. Moving on to the wrist. So the wrist also can flex your hand like this and extend your hand. So this is wrist flexion and this is wrist extension. Hand also can have a side-to-side movement like this. This is to the right or to the ulnar bone. This is called the ulnar deviation. To the left or to the radial bone, it is called the radial deviation. Moving on, finally we have the hand, or more likely more about the fingers. The finger can move abduction and adduction. Abduction, or again abduction, is when all your finger moving to one axial axis like this, including this finger to the middle axis, and your finger also can adduction like this. So this is abduction, and moving closer is adduction. Okay, finally your finger also can flex and extend. Okay, so I think that is all for this video. Thank you.